Synopsis of the books of the Bible. Major Prophets. Lamentations. By J.N. Darby. Summary. The unique and remarkable character of the book. This book of Lamentations is remarkable because we see in it the expression of the thoughts of the Spirit of God, that is, those produced in persons under his influence, the vessels of his testimony when God was forced to set aside that which he had established in the world as his own. There is nothing similar in the whole circle of the revelations and of the affections of God. He says himself, how could he treat them as Admah and Zeboim? Christ went through it to its fullest extent. But he went through it in his own perfection with God. He acted thus with regard to Jerusalem and wept over it. But here man is found to have lost the hope of God's interposing on his people's behalf. God would not abandon a man who was one of these people, who loved them, who understood that God loved them, that they were the object of his affection. He was one of them. How could he bear the idea that God had cast them off? No doubt God would re-establish them. But in the place where God had set them, all hope was lost forever. In the Lord's own presence it is never lost. It is in view of this that all these exercises of heart are gone through until the heart can fully enter into the mind and affections of God himself. Indeed, this is always true. The ways of the God and the heart that feels his judgment. The Spirit gives us here a picture of all these exercises. How gracious! To see the Spirit of God enter into all these details, not only of the ways of God but of that also which passes through a heart in which the judgment of God is felt by grace until all is set right in the presence of God himself. Inspiration gives us, not only the perfect thoughts of God, and Christ the perfection of man before God, but also all the exercises produced in our poor hearts, when the perfect Spirit acts in them, so far as these thoughts, all mingled as they are, refer in the main to God, or are produced by him. So truly cares he for us. He hearkens to our sighs, although much of imperfection and of that which belongs to our own heart is mixed with them. It is this that we see in the book of Lamentations, in the Psalms, and elsewhere, and abundantly, though in another manner, in the New Testament.